We live in a moment of real change and tumult in the area of sexual offenses. Just in the last several years, we've had the Me Too movement and a real acceleration in concerns about how do we deal with non-consensual behavior and unwanted behavior of various sorts. And we've seen tremendous changes in the law occurring really across the Western world. So in Europe, in Germany, in Ireland, in the UK, in Scandinavia, we've seen major reforms of the law of sexual offenses. And in the United States, we have an ongoing process now. The American Law Institute is looking at the reform of at least the rape and sexual assault laws. So we need something of a roadmap here. We need to, because a lot of this process has been sort of ad hoc and at times inconsistent. So we make a change on this side, but we don't look at what the consequences might be on the other side. So really the purpose of this book is to try to find some kind of comprehensive approach to thinking about the sexual offenses, both on the non-consensual side and on the putatively consensual side, and to see that these are really two halves of a single coin. They're not discrete procedures, they're not discrete areas of the law. I actually began thinking about this when I attended two academic conferences early on when I started to think about writing this book. And one was on the non-consensual offenses, rape and sexual assault. And the other one was more on what we call vice crimes or involving consensual behavior like prostitution and incest. And it seemed to me that both conferences were very interesting, but they were completely disconnected from each other. The people at one conference were really not talking about the same kinds of issues that the people at the other conference were talking about. They looked at things very differently. And it seemed to me that this was really a single conversation which needed to be articulated, which needed to be connected to each other. So I began the book with the idea of trying to bring together the dialogue on the consensual offenses with the dialogue on the non-consensual offenses. And that is a process that I hope would inform the law reform process as well, which, as I say, is really going on all over the world.